Hi guys, it's me. Very sorry about the chewing, but it's kind of a habit, and I like to chew on things like gum, my earphones, stuff. Can't think of anything else. Um, Pens, pencils, those sort of things. I got a really good idea from a fellow YouTuber, Megan Squareth 45 or Megan Square TH 45. I'm unsure. I'm pretty sure it's Megan Square 45. Anyway, she posted a video called Tourette's Secrets / Confessions, and it's really awesome. I think you guys should go check it out. It's a really cool video. I really like it. So basically, what she's doing in it is she's talking about. She's not really talking. It's she's got music playing and she's got it written down on paper and she just shows it to the camera. And she's basically just talking about um, the things that bug her, things that she wish people like. For example, she wishes that her friends and stuff would ask her about it rather than not. Anyway, so that got me think that got me thinking, and I thought that's a great idea. Anyway, and I actually there's a lot that I agree with her on it. I'll actually just quickly find the video. One of the things she says in it, she says, "I like to sit at the back so I know when I'm being laughed at." That, that I'm the same actually. I've always liked sitting at the back, and ever since I had my tics, which for 7 months now, I like sitting at the back to sort of make sure no one's making fun of me behind my back. That kind of makes sense. Like, sit behind you and I can't see what they're doing, so I don't know if they're making fun of me, and I get paranoid that if, I hear a laugh, like people talking and then someone laughs, I'm paranoid that they're talking about me and making fun of me. So I agree with her, and I say that I like sitting at the back to keep an eye on everyone to make sure no one's dissing me. Because if someone is, I sure as hell will let them know. There's no way in hell that I'm gonna sit back and say nothing. It's like, excuse me, I'm human as well. I do have feelings. You know, that kind of thing? Anyway, another thing is, my friends, okay, I don't really tic that much at recess and lunch because I'm busy concentrating, having, fun with my friends, laughing, making jokes, eating, blah, 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 having all that kind of stuff. So my tics don't really come out. But when I'm in class, they do, and all that stuff. And I just have to show you that. That's really cool. Haha. So they don't talk about it at all. They don't ask any questions. Sometimes when I let a tick out, maybe once or twice, it's pretty discreet, but it's noticeable. But they don't say anything, and to be honest, that kind of annoys me. Because I'd rather them ask me about it, and I don't mind them asking really personal questions, like we'll just get you know what I mean, just getting really into it and asking anything they want about it. I mean, I'm more than happy to explain it to them so they can better understand it. And when they don't, it's kind of like awkward when I do tick, because it's like they don't understand it because I haven't explained it to them. So if I don't explain it to them, how can they be comfortable being around me? You know, I don't want them to feel like they'd be rude, or it wouldn't be courteous, and they don't want me being like, oh, what the hell, that's my personal business, what are you asking me that for, kind of thing. I don't want them to feel like that. I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me anything at all and be open, because that's the kind of friend I am, really. I like to be open about situations and conditions, and medical conditions even, like that is obvious in the friendship, like my tics. That's obvious. I like talking about that stuff because it's getting it out of the way. It's not a barrier, it's not a block, it's pushing through it to be more, how do I put that? It's pushing the barrier in friendship. It's putting that friendship one step further, being stronger, more open, and trusting with each other's secrets. And I would just feel a whole lot better if my friends asked me about it. I mean, I'm dying to tell them, but I don't want to just bring it up. I'd rather them ask me. I know that's kind of weird, but I really wish that they would ask me. Because I've researched this so many times. It's ridiculous, and I know so many great videos on YouTube, but about Tourette's. But still, it's easier to relate what I have to Tourette's, because that's the closest thing that people understand it to. Like, I think I said this in one of my other videos, but I was in blah, 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 blah. I had come back from the hospital. I was in the hospital for 5 days trying to figure out what was going on, because I had an attack, basically. My body wouldn't stop jolting and jerking, and it wouldn't stop at all. So anyway, when I went to the hospital, blah, 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 I have that whole story in my tick story videos. I came back, and I think it was about a week after I'd come back, around, a couple of days, and people started to notice what was going on. But the thing I found, I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, but it's still relative. Bear with me with this. I tend to do this, but bear with me. What I hated it that the school didn't think to say, would you like to talk to your class about it? Would it be alright if you explained it to them, or explained it to your year group what was going on, if you want to, if that's okay with your parents, if that's okay with you, or you can tell whoever you want in your classes, because our classrooms, it's not everyone in the same year group is in the same classes, or when it's split up, you don't keep the same group in every class. It's mixed, because some of the classes are based on skills. Like, if you're really good at maths, you'll be in accelerate, or if you're a little bit less than a genius, you'll be in advanced, or you can be in general. So some of them are graded like that, but others, you have a core class that you have. Oh, actually no, sorry, that was year 10. What am I thinking about? This is year 11. Anyway, so you're not always in the same classes, so you're mixing around, which I think it's great. You're mixing around with the people in your year group, not just a certain group of students you've been lumped together with for the year. You're interacting with everyone in your year group, and and it's good, because you get to keep in contact and stay in touch, like, really feel like a year group, because you're in classes with all these different people in your year group, and it's like really good. Anyway, and I was actually really disappointed in the school, to be honest. I would like to talk to my year group about it. I mean, not right now, because I don't know much about what's happening. I know what's happening with me, but I don't know definitely what's happening with me. I don't have a diagnosis. At the moment, the diagnosis is all up in the air. They're all like, "Oh, we want to call it, we want to call it a tic disorder," but they haven't given it a label. They haven't gone, "Yep, what you have is a tic disorder." I've researched it. You can have transient tic disorders. You can have chronic tic disorders. All that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, give me a name. Tell me what it is. Just please, so I can put a name to it and finally feel secure in that sense of knowing what it is. So when people ask me, "Oh, what was that?" And I was like, "Oh, it was a tick." What do you mean, a tick? "Oh, like, I have a tick disorder." It's like the bug? That's what one of my friends asked. He was like, "Oh, so what was wrong with you when I was in the hospital?" And I was like, "Oh, I've got a tick." And he was like the bug? And I was like, "No." As in, and the only way I could describe it was Tourette's. That's all I could describe it as. Because by itself, a tic disorder, he didn't understand it. And this is relating back to one of the guys in my year. They didn't understand it when I said, "Oh, I have a tic disorder." They're like, "What?" So the only thing I could do was, do you know Tourette's? And they're like, "Well, yeah." I'm like, it's kind of like that. It's the same thing. You have the same symptoms, is what I call them, symptoms, except it's not labeled as Tourette's. If you know what I mean. Tourette's is just a name. So it's like a cover of a book, you know? The cover of the book is this is a book I have to read for English, which I haven't started, and I have to read it by next Monday. Yes. Anyway, the title is the front page, cover, right? This is what we'd consider Tourette's. That's the label. And these are the symptoms, the tics, everything you do, which is, all the subheadings and stuff that is classified as Tourette's. And that's basically what I was trying to say. It's like Tourette's, but it's not. And so he was like, "Oh, okay, I get it." Because we were going to biology class, and he was, I was standing waiting for the teacher to arrive, and I know his girlfriend, who's also a friend of mine, noticed what was going on, and I know she didn't want to ask me personally, because I noticed she was staring at me thinking, "Oh, what's going on? What was that?" I know she wanted to ask, but I felt that, again, she didn't feel that it was appropriate to ask, when I'm more than happy for her to ask. Anyway, so I had biology, and I know, because I had PDH, which is PDHPE, which is physical development, personal development, health, and physical education, which is basically learning about the body, drugs, bullying, peer pressure, the bones, the muscles, all the joints, and all the things, and first aid and stuff. And I knew that she had asked him to ask me what was going on, because, oh my god, it was just too blatantly obvious. Excuse me. And so he came up and he asked me, and he was like, really bluntly, do you have Tourette's? And I'm like, no, I have a tic disorder. And he was kind of looking at me blankly. And I was like, it's like Tourette's. It's got the same symptoms, hence the book sort of an anagram, analogy. I think it's an analogy. Anyway, but it's not. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it. And then that was it. So that's the only person that's asked me anything like, do you have Tourette's? I mean, I'd rather if someone walked up to me and goes, what's wrong with you? Or why do you do that? You know, I'd rather someone come up to me blatantly and do that rather than stare at me and try and figure it out on their own, because they don't know that you have to have had it for a year. You have to have had both motor and vocal tics for no less than a year for it to be classified as Tourette's. And it's like, people don't know, they don't understand. It's not, the information isn't out there. Which brings me back to being disappointed in the school that they didn't ask me to talk to my class about it. They didn't ask me to talk to my teachers about it. They didn't ask anything for me to do. I was like, well, how are they supposed to understand what's happening, what I'm doing, what's going on in class, if you won't ask me to talk to them about it? They're going to sit there and they're going to be in the dark and they can only guess, you know? They can only guess what's going on. They don't know what's going on, and sometimes they get confused in class. They don't know. It's like, just freaking let me talk to them. Let me explain what's going on. You know, for heaven's sakes, let me show these videos to them. Let me show other videos on YouTube about the tics and what's happening to the person, what they're going through the effects of bullying, people not understanding them trying to understand themselves as what they've now got, you know, some people newly discovered with Tourette's and stuff like that, and just open the floor to them to ask questions, get the knowledge out there, get them to understand what is going on, what is happening, and you don't need, and I just want to let them know, you don't need to be afraid to ask me anything. Ask me what I had for dinner the other day. I don't care, just ask me anything. Just let me explain to you what is happening so we can both, myself and my entire year group, and my teachers for that matter, to get a better understanding of what I'm going through and how they can help, and just get them to understand. I know I've said it 100 times, understand, you know what I'm going through, blah, 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 but that's it. That's all you need to do. Just let them know what's going on, make them, you know, understand things, no, just stuff, and just get them to know about it, get the knowledge out there. That's the 3 things you have to do. Just 3, just that. And yet, nothing. The teachers, I know this video is really long. I wonder if it'll upload. I hope so. My teachers, I walked into school, the first day I was back, my grandma came with me because she's, does all the school stuff, and she came with me to the office to speak to the headmaster, well, the headmistress, you should call her, she's female, she's left now, but anyway, to talk to her about what's going on with me, you know, let her tell my teachers, you know, let my teachers know. And it took about a day or 2 after that conversation in the morning with her, for her to let my teachers know. And the only way I knew that is because when I did something in class, they didn't react to it. I was like, okay, would it have been better if you had gathered my teachers up, sat them in a room with myself and the deputy principal and the headmistress and talked to them about it, like explain to them what's happening, what's going on with me, what can they expect in the classroom, and sort of sort of like a focus group, and get on the same page. You know, it can't, if the teachers don't understand and I have the information yet I'm not telling them, how are we supposed to learn and teach in the same classroom? It's like, if they don't understand, it's not gonna go together. I have to let them know what's happening for them to understand it, really. But no, I walk into class, they already know. They don't ask me about it. They don't, I know, I know what's happening. Blah blah blah. Sent an email, if they even sent an email. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she sent an email. I doubt. I'm pretty sure she sent an email. Not. I don't even know how she told them. Anyway, you know, blah blah blah. So and so has talked to your teachers. Has talked to me. I understand what's happening with you. I know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But no, they just say nothing about it. And that's what really frustrates me. No one's asking questions. It's like they're all too scared to ask it. It's like, I'll say it. What's wrong with you? Just say it. What's wrong with you? What do you have? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Do you know how you got it? You know, are you on medication? Or, you know, how are you dealing emotionally? Just freaking ask the questions. It's driving me nuts. I know. Tiring when you're ranting and raving about stuff. I know. And I'd also like to point out that I have not ticked. Well, I have, but like one, two, maybe I've ticked about 3 times in this entire 22 minutes and 30 seconds. 3 whole times, because my concentration was on talking to yous, anyone out there listening, about what's on my mind, what I'm feeling. You know, it got me distracted, you know, and I felt good. Anyway, let's hope that this uploads, because I don't think it will. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I open it to you guys. Ask me questions. You know, send me an email, send me a video response. Hit me up on my channel. Just leave me a comment. You know, I'll make video about it, answering your questions. You know, just ask me anything you want about my life, my tics, my life with tics, my life before tics, my life after, my friends, my school, people on the street, you know, just anything like that. Just ask me, because if someone doesn't, I'm gonna go insane. Alright guys, subscribe to my channel if you like. I would really like it if you subscribed. Check out other videos over there in the recommendations, suggestions of other people that'll come up, and maybe some of my videos. And down the bottom, have a little comment. Just leave me a message. You can say whatever you want, bad or good. If it's bad, I'll probably delete it or remove it. Or I'll fight back and speak my mind. Or I will take your criticism into account and ignore it. I don't know. So, subscribe, check out other videos, and comment. Peace, guys.